her to play me, I wanted Christina Milian to play me. And I'm like, you don't look like Christina Milian.
Well, that's what Little Kim wants to look like. But the truth is, Little Kim really looked like Notori. And the thing that I think Kim misses sometimes is that when we fell in love with her, we fell in love with the notorious K.I.M.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Then when she said, wait, I gotta give him a look here.
Dipping on your Linda Hado with Tanisha and Rado. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah. She looked like girl next door with an edge.
Yeah, she did.
And the more she turned herself to a more European idea.
That shit look Asian. It don't even look European.
Okay. Yeah.
She looks like an Asian, like an ashy feline cat. They all got that same look. And it's like Kim Chung Song, Kim Song Woo. I don't know what that is. That ain't human.
It's called body dysmorphia, honey.
Huh?
It's called body dysmorphia.
But when I say that, people say, no, it's not that. She was just in really bad relationships, which may have been true.
She was beautiful. Listen to me. She was beautiful the way she was. Everybody wanted a piece of that Kim. Period. And in my opinion, and I'm not speaking for her because I have great respect for Kim. She an OG, y'all.
Yeah.
She got to be the OG. Because since her, every #1 female rapper looks just like her.
Yeah. She's the blueprint.
Just like her.
She's the blueprint.
Wants to be just like her. She's the OG. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
But she was beautiful the way she was.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad because there's no going back for her now. And I hate how everybody try to just act like, we don't see it. And I'm like, who shook her and said, you're ruining yourself, baby. You gotta love yourself.
She's got that baby. Motherhood does change things.
Thank you, Ash.
She got somebody to live for.
Good.
See, people forget the most important piece of the Kim puzzle. She lost the best thing that ever happened to her when she was very young.
Yeah.
She lost big.
Yeah.
Would you believe it if I told you she still has some of his original clothes in her house?
No, I would believe that. I would.
And I
know that she regrets not having his baby too.
Years. Listen to me. You don't hold on to things for 20 some odd years unless they have great value.
Yes. Yeah.
She loved him. He designed her. He was Dr. Frankenstein and she was his greatest creation.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what it's like to lose that and not be his wife?
Yeah. And then to look at a light-skinned woman that he actually marries.
Well, that wasn't her fault. That wasn't Faith's fault. And it wasn't Big's fault either. They all had a boss. It was good optics.
Oh.
If Kim married Big, who was going to control her? See, if you let her have the love of her life, and the love of her life is about to become the king of everything, how do you control that?
You can't. Okay.
But if you keep the love on the outside, just close enough to the window, but don't let him in, now that's control.
Yeah. It's like chasing a carrot.
Sean Combs is maniacal, but he's effective at his tools. He messed with all of their lives. All of them. All for the optics, all for the glory of Bad Boy. A label that did nothing but destroy artists and groups.
Yes. Talk about
and
it.
He's still making money to this day off of all of their catalog.
Yep. I gotta ask you this. What else
Shout
did
out
Puffy
to
put
Mother
out?
Wallace.
Yes. May Biggie rest
That's
in
the
peace.
true hero. That's the true hero in the Biggie Smalls story. Valletta Wallace.
Yeah. But even when it comes to Diddy, let me ask you something.
I don't want to talk about him.
You don't want to talk about him?
I ain't got shit good to say about him.
I call him the devil. Am I somewhere close?
I'm going to tell you a true story. The Bad Boy Summer Tour, I think it was like 97, 98. It was a big deal. Everybody was on the roster. They came to Philadelphia. Back then, it was called the First Union Center before it became the Wachovia Center before it came the Wells Fargo Center.
Okay.
That goes to show you how long I've been doing this shit. So we were sitting backstage and another label executive was standing next to me. And this was when Puff was doing the whole gospel moment in the middle of, fuck you, bitch, we the shit. He did it on the award show. Had Faith singing gospel while he was, worship me. While I'm the shit. But a record executive said to me, if this place go up in flames right now, the only motherfucker that will survive is that nigga. He said he a shepherd for the devil. He said, I don't even feel comfortable being here now after that shit that I saw that happened with Father MC. That's what a record executive said to a label intern about Sean Combs. I'll tell you another true story about Sean Combs.
Tell us.
It's the first time I've ever said this ever. Because I don't, you know what I mean? I ain't scared of the devil, but I don't like poking him.
Okay.
You poke the devil, you got to deal with what comes. But I told you I would give you everything, and I'm going to give you everything.
Okay, give it to us.
It was the Kit Kat Club, 1996, New York. The tunnel had just started falling off. And the Kit Kat Club was everything. It was an old theater that was renovated and turned into a nightclub. All of the VIP booths were all the balcony rooms. See, Puff had a room. He had a standing room every night. I used to go with Bryce Wilson from Groove Theory because I was supposed to be the girl to come in to do the next album after Amel.
Okay.
So me and Bryce and Breon, who I believe is still Jamie Foxx's personal manager. But at the time, Breon was Bryce's manager. And if I joined Groove Theory, that would have made him my manager. But I never signed. You know, and Kimura was always there, you know, because they were runway girls. Kim Porter, all of them, they were all there. Like, it was where we hung out. When Missy came to town, she hung out at the Kit Kat Club. Devontae, like, it was where you went if you was in the game.
Right.
So one night I was walking through, because I was, like I said, I had a double life. I was walking through conducting some other business.
Yeah.
And I heard Puff talking to his interns, which were more like minions. They're all executives at Bad Boy now. And they should be, with all the shit that they did to please him.
Let's get into it.
The speech that he was giving was probably one of the most disturbing speeches I ever heard an executive give to interns. He said, the objective of Bad Boy is to kill talent. We don't want talented motherfuckers at Bad Boy. Talented motherfuckers think they gotta say. Oh, a talented motherfucker will tell you, I'm gonna turn in my album when I feel like it. He said, but see, if we get people with no talent, And then we make them look like stars. See, we have total control because without us, they can't be the shit. Oh. He said, that's how we're going to run this label. And we're going to run these motherfuckers into the ground. And I'm going to make all of you rich. And that was his fucking pep talk at the Kit Kat Club in 1996 to his interns, who are now mostly executives at Bad Boy.
So that explains making the band, bringing unknowns, not paying them, dragging, damn Mitch. That explains that. We get one album, never see him again. Now, did he treat his women the same way he treated his artists? Is the question.
He treats his women worse.
Did you see anything in particular?
I've seen things. I've seen videotapes.
What's on these videotapes? Wait a minute. Take another sip of that.
See, Talib, I got my nails done.
Wait, nah.
Now you can stop trolling on my page and telling me I need to get my nails done, Talib.
We gonna get on him next. Let me ask you: did Cassie escape or did they break up?
I would say ask Kim Porter, but she's gone.
How did he get that casket so quick for Kim?
I would say ask Kim Porter, but she's gone.
And that book she was writing is gone too. The manuscript.
Oh my! And it's glow in the dark. It glows in the dark.
Okay.
His bodyguard shut up real fast too.
Sure did.
You know the biggest problem that I got with Puff, for real? With honeycombs, that's what I call them, honeycombs.
Because he's sweet?
He smacks so sweet. Biggest problem I got with him is not that he disrespected the institution of music by trying to dilute it as much as he can so he can control it in whatever way he wants to.
Right.
That's egregious enough. Or what he did to his groups, because a good share of those people are my friends. Kima Dyson from Total is my friend, yo.
Yeah.
Her little sister Vita, who was supposed to be the first lady of Murder Inc., is my friend, yo. Irv Gotti. What happened to Vita album, Irv?
Why was Irv fucking Ashanti and giving her songs to J-Lo?
I have no idea. I don't know why when he brought her out to Soul Train when I was pregnant and me and Bilal was doing it, why somebody ain't tell her to shave them sideburns. Who the fuck know why Irv do or don't do what the fuck he do?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there looking like, yo, man, Vita should be here, man. Vita should be here. Because at that time, I was being styled by Arnell Simpson, O.J. Simpson's daughter, because she had designed all of my pregnancy wear. All of my pieces were leather pieces when I was pregnant. They were all custom, all done by Arnell Simpson.
Okay.
And that was a rough day because they were still telling O.J. jokes. Which sucked for her.
It had to have, yes.
She's so fucking strong, Arnell is, you know? And she's so amazing and talented, and to constantly be berated by a case that was dismissed long ago. But me and Arnell, you know, they were giving her some static, you know, people were making Bronco jokes and shit. And then the Murder Inc. limo pulled up and Ashanti come out. And I was like, yo, Boop, you gonna shave that shit up the side of your face or they just gonna cake makeup on it? Because I ain't like her. Vita was supposed to have been stepping out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But Vita didn't step out of there. Ashanti stepped out of there. And I had to get over it because it wasn't her fault either. I got to put all that on Irv. He was manipulating all of the women there, including Charlie Baltimore, whose deal fell through for whatever reason.
Right.
Irv ain't clean.
He was probably
screwing at all.
And screwing all of them too.
You don't get investigated by the feds if you're clean.
True.
You got a problem about it, Irv? You can call me.
He not. He don't want no smoke.
You can call me Irv. You can. Shit, we go all the way back to the show tour. You remember me? I was the chick that always beat you to the blunts. When he was Biggie's valet or busboy or whatever.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they forgot about that part.
Was it just weed he smoked, or did he smoke anything harder?
I ain't no snitch.
Damn.
And I ain't no narc.
Damn.
I can tell you what, I ain't never smoked nothing with him. I only smoke with people I trust.
Right. Amen to that. Okay, so let's talk about. I always
brought my own smoke. I always brought my own drink, and I never shared.
I don't.
You know, at the Hollywood house parties in Sunset Hills, these niggas used to take shit that they would put on their lips, and then they would ask a girl if they could get a sip of her drink, and they would put the agent. They would rub it on the rim, and then when the girl would continue to drink her drink, she would ingest it, and the next thing you know, the bitch is numb and dead, and they got her in the tub, screwing in her ass. That's why I don't have no problem with not being invited to no Hollywood parties. I don't need to go nowhere with niggas trying to knock me out and screw me in the ass in a tub like I'm a dead person.
But wait a minute. I know why Hollywood.
You just talking about this shit. I gotta light up my CBD.
Look, light up your CBD, but let me get this in. I know why Hollywood is so invested with the anal cavity, but I want to throw something at you. You tell me if this is true, right? It happens at a lot of parties. You're thinking about signing. I'm talking about the dudes, right? You go to this party. Let's say it's Cash Money. Okay. You go to this party. You get knocked out. Train ran on you in your ass. It's videotaped. You wake up. They say you gonna sign.
They get you. That's how they get them to put the dresses on.
Thank you. I knew
Hollywood is blackmail central.
And they all doing each other in the butt.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Anybody has a vagina, but ass is dominion. It's that final frontier.
Oh, they want me to tell the total story. Okay, I'll finish it. So then what happens is they presented a bad contract, and you like, I'm not signing that shit. And they like, oh, you don't want to sign it?
And then they bring out the videotape.
Pop in the tape. Let me show you what this nigga did last night. And you like, oh shit, I'm gonna sign this right now. I don't want nobody to see that. Bow wow. Okay, moving right along.
Oh,
moving right along.
You made my husband walk away. Mr. Frog.
But y'all ain't heard that from
Mr. Frog. Shout out to. I don't even know what to say.
Shout out to Snoop for handling that for Bow, but they should have got.
Oh my God! You just turned. I don't even know if I'm old enough for this conversation anymore. I just became like a whole 3-year-old. I emotionally regress from what you just said.
We know it's the same thing with B2K, and why they will always argue is because they all have soul ties with one another. They didn't all been in each other's butt, so they literally are all.
If that is true, wait a minute. If that is true, there's only one man to blame for it.
Chris Stokes. Sorry.
You said Chris Strokes, and you right. You know what still trips me out? That if you go back to the MTV Cribs episode that they did with Chris,
right,
and Marcus was there, because Marcus was living there, because he was Marcus's guardian. You remember that Cribs?
Yep.
It was an amazing apartment, but they only had one bedroom.
Yeah.
And they allowed that film to hit the television.
Like we were dumb.
What you got two grown-ass men, a young man and an older man, living in a one-bedroom apartment for where the fuck did Marcus sleep, in the tub? That's how he was treating his artists. They can't even sleep in the bed. They got to sleep on the couch. That's how comfortable that nigga was. He didn't even bother to rent a 2-bedroom. So nobody would have suspicion.
Because that was his nigga.
I'm just saying. And if Marcus you wanted to avoid being suspected of being a serial pedophile,
right?
Why would you live in a 1-bedroom apartment with the boy you a guardian of, who's your artist, who's making thousands of dollars a show, but don't got his own bedroom?
Thank you. But the parents allowed that shit. Where are the parents? They selling their kids. They have to know what's going on.
Some of them are. And some of them are just desperate.
Yeah.
Some of those children were already abused and already ruined. So why not get paid for it? It's not like they're going to be going through nothing they ain't already gone through. But at least the family get to come up.
What percentage?
That's how they get to that rationale. You should talk to R. Kelly's lawyer in Chicago. She set up a lot of those deals. The white woman.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they just set up them kids just to get okay. So what percentage of the industry is sex trafficking? Like what's the percentage?
From what I've heard, I'm not confirming anything. Allegedly. But from the conversations that I've heard with people that are working in the sex trafficking, world, it's looking like about 30% overlap.
Okay.
Right now. And there are still so many more survivors. That's why we urge these women to come to my WCW call on Wednesday in my Zoom room, in the $W Zoom room. Because we talk about it.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe one of those conversations will lead to a woman saying, I'm going to go to the police and report. We don't try to convince anybody to report. We don't try to convince anybody to take action. We don't try to convince anybody to give us names.
Right.
We just talk. And if somebody has a problem, we all work through it together. And we come up with a solution. We even have a rule for venting. You get 5 minutes to spaz out, and then after that, we have to come up with a solution.
Yes, and I love that. Now, who's going to call Summer Walker?
Well, I'm hoping that this Wednesday, she'll accept my invitation and she'll come to our WCW call. Because we are 12 strong women. And our numbers are growing.
Yeah.
We will show up at your house. No matter where you are. We all got frequent flyer miles. We'll come there. We will pray with you. You don't even have to tell the nigga that we there when he get there. We can just be sitting inside.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's not right to see Summer Walker, allegedly she getting beat on, she doing all this crazy stuff to her face, and nobody's putting 2 and 2 together. She's saying that she has social anxiety.
Why put 2 and 2 together? Why?
You said why they? I don't know why people.
Because if you put 2 and 2 together, it's going to do what? It's going to equal 4.
Yeah.
So if they put her pain to the actual situation, then they have to get her help. And if they have to get her help, they have to admit that they allowed these things to happen to her in the first place.
But I guess it's all good while she's making the money for them. But once her stardom goes down,
it worked with Aaliyah, didn't it?
They sold her too.
It worked with Aaliyah, didn't it?
It did. It did. That girl was literally a sacrifice.
One of the most beautiful things ever. Who went through hell to get to where she was. Yeah. Found love with Dane. The family was healing from all that R. Kelly mess.
Right.
She had that big Disney movie, and the Queen of the Damned was about to come out.
And then she passes.
There's a lot of women that wouldn't be working, or at least working as much as they've been working, if Aaliyah Horton was still alive.
You hear me? Wouldn't have been no room for them. It wouldn't have been no room for them.
She was everything.
Everything. And so did she have to be out the way for other people to come in?
I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Okay. We won't go that far.
I'm really trying not to be sued for defamation.
Okay. Alleged. We won't go there. But I'll personally say
you should talk to Fatima.
What's Fatima's last name?
I don't remember now, but she the famous choreographer. She's the one that did the choreography for Rock the Boat. She was there.
Okay. I mean, if she'll talk to me.
She's one of the last people that saw and spoke to Aaliyah alive.
Thank you, Ordette. Yeah, I would love to speak to her because
if you want to know what happened the last day Aaliyah was alive, talk to Fatima, or you can talk to one of the dancers. His name is Kato from the Housing Authority. He was one of Michael Jackson's background dancers. He danced with Chris Brown, his crew, one of the members from his crew, Richmond.
Fatima Robinson. Thank you, Fatima Robinson. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need to talk to them because they were with her on that last day before she passed away.
Okay.
Before she floated back to heaven where she came from. And
because I also want to know what happened to the baby. What happened when she went away and she came back and all of a sudden she wasn't wearing two pieces no more? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the baby? But that's another story for another day.
It's not my story to tell.
Where the baby at? Where the baby's in the bed?
I think the person who knew her best, especially at the end, was Damon Dash.
Yeah.
And I pray that one day Damon will share his love story with her, because I think it would give her fans great comfort to know how loved she was at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, she was immensely loved, and Dame would have moved heaven and earth for anything. You know, it would have been one of the greatest hip hop love stories of all time. If we had a solid make it to the wedding. I know the wedding would have been amazing. I know she would have looked incredible. I know their children would be probably putting together albums or directing films. It would have been, we got robbed of that moment.
We did.
They could have easily
we get robbed of the good ones for some reason.
Look, they could have easily been the Princess Diana and Prince Charles of hip hop.
Yeah.
It would have been magical.
Because he's never gotten over her. He has never gotten over her.
How do you get over one of the best things that ever happened?
You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. It's just facts. Just facts.
The strength and the restraint. People like to paint Dame out to be some kind of animal, some kind of street thug. He's actually very intelligent.
Yes, he is.
He's an amazing businessman, and Rockefeller would have never been what it became without him.
True. That's facts.
And that's not me throwing shade. That's me giving homage where homage is due. The legacy of Rockefeller, that deal with that $100 million deal that they did with the sports apparel that brought Rockefeller, all of that.
Yeah. Without
Damon Dash's efforts, that would have never happened. No different than Malik B supporting the Roots to their Grammy. It's no different.
There wouldn't have been no Precious without Damon Dash, no Empire without Damon Dash. Leah Daniels, pay your bill. Pay your bill, Leah.
Look, like I said, Dame has shown so much restraint
Yes.
throughout the years. And if he was the park ape that people try to paint him out to be, Lee Daniels might be missing some teeth. If he was really that kind of animal, because if Dame want to go get something, Dame go get it.
Yes, he will. He's from that.
Period. He the street, just like me. He is the street.
He is.
Some niggas is from the street, and some niggas are the street.
He is.
Dame will forever be the street in New York. No different than Malik B will always be the street in Philly.
Yeah.
There are just some characters that come into life that are just larger than life and too large to understand. Look at Mike Tyson.
That's another one.
You know, just too large to understand. And Damon Dash is definitely one of those people. And I just pray one day he'll let the world in on his magical love affair with a princess named Aaliyah.
Hopefully one day.
I hope he gets strong enough to do that, because I know I've seen him in interviews. He can barely talk about her for more than 5 minutes.
It's a lot for him.
Listen to me. When you feel lost that great, it's because you know you've lost something even greater.
Yes. It's weird to say, but when that happens, you see the person, you see a part of them die, and you look at them and you're like, they're enjoying their life the best they can now, but they're waiting to be reunited with that spirit. It's a spiritual thing.
I feel that way about my son.
Yeah. And sorry for your loss. I didn't want to bring that up, but yeah.
I got married. I got another shot. I didn't really want to live no more after my son died. I didn't see the point. Then that man showed up at the VFW, the veterans bar that I shoot pool at.
And saved your life. Yeah, saved your life. Yeah.
And we've been saving each other's life every day since.
Because God is not done with you. God is not done with you.
I wish he was.
No.
I really wish he would move on.
You're not going to get it. It ain't that easy, Jag. You got to finish your mission here. Your mission ain't complete.
You know,
because somebody
it's
like
hard to be mad about jail.
Yeah.
It's hard to be mad because I grew as a person so much in those walls, in those awful, terrible walls with awful smocks on and bad lighting. And I'll never forget the first time I was happy to get a dinner tray. I cried, yo.
Really?
Yeah. I cried because I was happy that I was happy about receiving that bullshit.
Yeah.
I eat $500 fucking meals. I cook $500 meal.
Right, you're your chef. Right.
And I gotta be happy when they feed me instant mashed potatoes with canned gravy. And pray to God somebody save the seasoning packet from the ramen so we could use it, because I used to make my own seasoning salt. You know, I had the whole cooking kit. I had 4 hot pots going. You know what I mean? I made Sabbath dinner for the girls every Sabbath, and we would read the Bible and pray. We had a great group. I taught the girls to read. I think my biggest accomplishment in CCDOC was working with director Earl McKay from Cook County Jail. Shout out to Earl in Chicago.
They want to know why you went to prison. They want to know why you went in.
First, I never went to prison. Jail. I went to jail. It's different.
Yeah, it is. It is.
See, jail is where you go when you're fighting your case. Penitentiary and prison is where you go after you've been sentenced. I was never sentenced because I was never guilty. And guess what? I would have rather been at the penitentiary than be in county fucking jail.
I've heard a lot of people say
penitentiary nice.
Yeah. And
that's why most of them girls hurry up and take a deal so that they can get to the penitentiary and get out of the fucking zoo. Because county jail, especially in hard cities like Philly, Miami, New York, Dallas.
How long were you in there?
Altogether 8 months.
Damn.
I got sick and tired of paying bond.
Damn.
I got sick and tired of paying bond. Every time they came for me 4 times. And every time they came for me, the first time I had no bond, I was held for almost a month and a half and denied bond for a nonviolent crime. And I had custody of the child in question. And the so-called victim, my ex-husband, had already been convicted of assaulting me. And they still believed him. Them fucking clown ass cops. Fucking Barney and Fife looking ass niggas. Detective Childs and Detective Struck. Cagney and Lacey, because he just as big a vagina as she is. Goofy ass. I swear to God, I couldn't stand it. Every time they would come to extradite me, yeah, we're coming to get you, Miss Wright. I'm like, that's okay. I'm gonna make you famous one day. I promise you, bitch. You're gonna make a good villain in the movie of my life. I told him that.
Sister, man,
you're a liar. You're a liar. You're not anybody. Your husband told me. You're washed up. You're over. Oh, my husband told you. So you got a relationship with my ex-husband?
Right.
I'm coming for your pensions, y'all. I'll be in Chicago soon.
Uh-oh.
I'm coming for your pensions, and I'm coming straight to City Hall to talk to the new black female mayor without an appointment. I'm coming up there like ODB, like a motherfucker for real.
Busting in there.
Y'all took 8 months of my life over that fucking asshole who did nothing but lie to you. It was no late prosecute because you never had the jurisdiction. But see, it was a fucking election year, and it was 2 felonies. My bond was $150,000.
Damn.
They wanted me to pay them 15 racks. My ex-fiance had already paid them 10.
Yeah. Damn.
That case cost me $287,000 in lost gigs because I had a whole tour set up that I was forced to lose.
Yeah. Sue they ass. Sue they ass.
I'm gonna roast them. I'm gonna roast them a little bit first. Cause see, I done found out some information on that taxi driver. They got the so-called footage that caught the shooter of because when I was in jail right before I was released, they had killed the commissioner. Right before election. They blamed it on a black man. They found him real fast. I thought that was funny because they don't clear murder cases in Chicago. That's why they work so hard on lesser felonies, because the more felonies they can book and get into the penitentiary, it helps them balance out their murder book. See, as long as it's a felony, they can say that they're winning on felonies. Even though they're not solving no murders.
Hi, people. I'm not bored. That's just how I look. I keep telling y'all that's just how I look. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jaguar.
It's okay.
That's how I look, David.
Because all of this legal shit can get boring as fuck, too.
No, you're good. You're good.
But, so, they prosecute a lot of, like, low-class felonies to keep their numbers good so people don't pay attention to the fact that they really haven't effectively solved a murder in 6 years. So I find it funny that a city that has a hard time clearing all of these murders that they have, you got all of this red on the board, but the commissioner get killed and all of a sudden you find a black guy in 36 hours and the footage that you caught him with The footage that they caught him with came from a taxi driver's camera phone.
Sounds
Since
shady.
when the fuck does a taxi driver got time to just be video phoning the neighborhood? Especially not in Chicago, because the taxi drivers got to stay on their phone and stay on their app because they fight in the Uber. Uber killed them.
Literally.
How the fuck you got time when you looking for a fare to accept before you miss it? Do you got time to film the street for absolutely no reason and just happen to catch a black man who shot the commissioner in broad daylight with no gun, but they found his body first in the building in the elevator, and then no, it wasn't in the elevator, it was in the lobby, and then no, it was on the sidewalk, and then the shooter came in the I found a taxi driver, y'all. I found the taxi driver, y'all. Wonder what he's gonna say when I get to Chicago. Because I'm paying him. I'm paying him. I'm paying the taxi driver that so-called took the footage of that so-called black man that so-called killed your commissioner just a week before elections. They still running that city on Al Capone politics. He been dead all these years. And they still doing the same glad hand and bullshit. And I don't care how many black faces they put in City Hall. You can put a black face in City Hall. It has nothing to do with the state's attorney's office. They are the most fucking district attorneys in the nation. Bitch showed up to my bond hearing with an empty file.
Damn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I don't know what happened. Yeah, your bond is still denied until they get the paperwork. This shows up to court unprepared at a bond hearing with an empty file, and she still got a job, and she a state's attorney.
Yeah, she shouldn't be allowed to do that. That should not. If
you're a fucking state's attorney, number one, you're an attorney. Why the fuck would you go to court without checking your files?
Right.
You're not just any attorney. This isn't just some ambulance chaser. You're working for the state, bitch. And you showed up with an empty file and it had the audacity to look at me because I was in County Blue, like I was fucking invisible. But when my ass fucking came back to be released of all charges and I was dressed as me with my haircut looking like me, bitch want to sit up there and act like she don't fucking know me. No, bitch, it's me. You dumb hoe. And I said that shit to her right in court. You dumb hoe. It's me. See, that uniform makes you invisible.
Yeah.
But Chicago owed me a lot of money, yo.
Yeah, Chicago was crazy, but I want to make sure we hit this point too, so we don't forget. Talib Kweli and his harem of women.
Yeah.
And the women that he lied to, saying that he's single when he's really married.
Well, they've been talking about it all day on my page.
What? How long has this man been how long has this man been a liar and a cheater?
Talib Kweli, this is your life. You can have it because it's whack. This nigga pushing 50. Fuck you doing running around lying all the. If you gotta still be lying to chicks to get chicks to fuck with you at almost 50, you should just kill yourself.
Pretty lame.
Like you're over 40. You're a father many times over. You damn near father fucking Abraham, yo.
Damn.
On the real.
He got that many kids?
Probably, from what I've heard.
Over 20?
He don't got more kids than JoJo from Jodeci. I know that.
Damn.
And JoJo got like 30 kids.
Yeah. So it's between 20 and 30. Wow.
Probably. Most likely. I'm not saying for a fact. Allegedly.
Allegedly. My favorite word. Wow.
They was talking about it on the page. I suspect there's another 3-4 kids about to pop up any day now. It sounds like it's time for him to get back in the studio. He got a lot of mouths to feed.
Sound like he
for all of them.
Sound like he finna be in jail because he ain't gonna be able to pay no child support for.
Well, I mean, R. Kelly could use the company.
They could piss on each other.
Who knows? It might be fun in the showers.
I mean, I'm just saying, singing, dancing,
lying.
Lying. It's already nice and soapy wet.
Who knows? You know, I mean, there's some people, they be straight as hell when they go in, and then the next thing you know, 48 hours later, they gay for the stay.
Prison gay, yeah. Yeah.
That's what they call it in Chicago. They call it gay for the stay.
Gay for the
Chick
stay.
walked up on me one day, you gay for the stay? Fuck no, bitch. Like how you just, I'm sitting in the break room. I'm sitting in the, in the community room. I'm sitting at the table, and this big old chick who run with the gang gonna come, yo, you gay for the stay? Fuck no. Gay for no stay, and you not my type.
She like, you gonna eat this wop. She said, you gonna eat this wop.
Well, listen to me, I'll go to the hole first. Get me a good night's sleep without having to worry about nobody staring at me in my bunk.
But why
a lot of chicks fight just so they can sleep alone. They go to the hole so they can have some time alone.
I don't blame them for that. But why is Talib Kweli so obsessed with you?
I mean, he's been obsessed with me.
Did he want you?
Of course. We had a whole affair. I was gonna leave my husband and deal with him. And then Tina Farris from The Roots got jealous, called my ex-husband, told him that Talib had been in my room all night long and that he needed to come and get his wife. My ex-husband took my business card, booked himself a first-class ticket.
Okay.
From Philly to Chicago, came straight to the House of Blues because we were doing an OK Player tour. If you look at my EPK, you'll see the show. It'll say House of Blues Chicago. And the first thing that I say when I open it up is, yo, I had a really fucked up ass day. And usually that means I'm going to have a great night on stage. I really had a fucked up ass day. My ex-husband showed up. Talib came into my dressing room. He's here. Oh my God, he's here. Oh my God, what is he going to do to me? What is he going to do? I was like, he's a whole fucking bitch. Nigga, punch him in his mouth. Oh my God. Oh my God. Huh?
He was that scared?
Yeah. And I'm like, nigga, if you don't fucking just knock that nigga the fuck out and get out of my face, I gotta get ready for the show. He want to run all over the House of Blues, telling everybody, oh my God, Jared Husband's gonna kill me. My ex-husband running around looking like Daffy Duck and shit, waddling. Where's Talib? Where's Talib? Like, you gonna do anything, nigga? I knocked your ass out before I left home. And it was just so disappointing. Like, I gotta get divorced. He's gonna use adultery against me. I'm probably gonna have to kick out a little bit of cash, and you ain't man enough to fight.
Right.
Nigga, get the fuck out of here. And that was it for me and him. Like, how can I respect you?
You can't.
If you can't fight for me, number one, I understand. Well, that's your husband. You wasn't worried about that last night when you was fucking me. So why does it matter today?
Exactly.
Be a man. You want it so bad, go get it.
Was he any good? How was the sex?
Honestly, his best friend Juju was a lot better.
Damn.
I mean, I'm going to say that because a few years later, the night at that party with the schmata, that same night, his best friend Juju was there. But I didn't know Juju was his best friend.
Okay.
He was just some guy named Juju. And me and him was dancing and we had a connection and it was great. And he never once said to me that he was Talib Kweli's best friend.
Okay.
So me and Juju was hot and heavy for like a good 4 months. And he would come down to Jersey. I would get a hotel like 10 minutes away from my house. So he had to bump into my husband.
Dang.
You
smashed the homie. You smashed the homie. Jag, you smashed her.
But I didn't know he was the homie. I didn't know.
That yeah.
You want to know how I found out?
Tell us.
That morning, it was a Sunday morning. He had come down for the weekend. We got a hotel. I had to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning at the Phillies game. And so I was gonna leave him at the hotel, go run to the stadium, do the gig, do the thing. Uncle Kenny Gamble had a box, say my hellos, and leave and go back to the hotel.
Right.
And so he stopped me and he said, "Jack, I got something to tell you before you go." And I'm like, "What, Juju?" And he was like, "I know Talib." And I'm like, "Well, everybody knows Talib. That's no big deal." He says, "No, like, that's my best friend." And I'm like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, why the fuck didn't you tell me?" He was like, "Because you probably wouldn't have fucked with me if I did." I said, "I absolutely wouldn't have fucked with you if you did. So why didn't you tell me? We've been seeing each other for 3 weeks. We all up underneath each other. And you've been knowing this and keeping this. How can I ever trust you?" And he was like, "Look, I'm going to tell you everything because I want you to trust me." So he began to tell me the story of how that night Talib told him to kick it with me to see if I would go for him.
Wow.
And once I went for him, Talib was like, "We'll see if she'll go out with you." So then once he and I started seeing each other serious, he was like, "Yo, is this getting serious between you and Jay?" Juju told me. And he was like, "Yeah, I fucks with her like that. And she fucks with me." And he was like, "Bet you can't make her come more than I did." He actually made that fucking bet. They put a dollar amount on it. I think it was like $5,000.
Damn.
And he confessed it to me right before I had to go and sing at the stadium at the Phillies game. Shout out to the Phillies.
Now that's some WAP right there. They betting on that. Now, Cardi, that's some WAP. All right, go right ahead.
So Juju was like, when I got back from the stadium, I'm like, "Yo, we need to talk." So we went to dinner and we talked. And he was like, "I'll understand if you don't want to see me no more." And I'm like, "You know what? You told me the truth. You told me everything." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, then let's give it a shot because I fucks with you like that." And we tried to make it work for a few months. But I'm not going to lie. Every time I saw him, all I could think to myself is if you could keep that from me for weeks while you're intimate with me,
yes,
while you see me opening up my heart to you and fucking with you, and you know that you and this nigga got this divisive ass plan in the background and y'all just playing me for shits and giggles. And he said the only reason he took the bet was because he needed the money. He had asked Talib to borrow the money like a couple months before, and Talib wouldn't do it, but Talib was willing to bet it.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? So I cut Juju a check for $5,000.
Okay. We're gonna ask her about Erica next, y'all. We're gonna ask her. Wow, they straight.
And so the last time I saw Juju, we was staying at I had a gig in New York, and then I was flying out of JFK because I had a show in Amsterdam and I was gonna be working in Europe for a couple of months. So he stayed the night with me in my hotel and saw me off to my shuttle. He wanted to go to the airport with me, but I didn't want to be seen with him in public because I'm not mushy.
Right. Wow. Damn, that's
I'm not mushy. So yeah, that was the last time I saw Juju, and we fell out of touch after that. I think he just got the point. I think that night I told him, as much as I dig you and I'm falling in love with you, it's very complicated for me because I'm never going to be able to trust you. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to get past it, but every time I see you, I was like, "And then you still friends with this nigga?" I was like, "You're still friends with him?" Yeah. And he was like, "Well, if you want me to cut off the friendship," I was like, "No, that's your boy. This was all bad. It's always going to be bad. Let's just see how things play out when I get back in the country." And we never spoke again.
Okay.
But
probably
what I can't say, huh?
Probably for the best.
Probably, no, definitely for the best. But the truth is, I wish he hadn't been Talib's friend. Because it was like right at the time when I knew I had to get out of my marriage because my ex-husband had messed with my meds, and I OD'd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a bad time. Like, I was in a coma in my own house. He didn't even take me to the hospital. He didn't call a doctor or nothing. I think he was just waiting for me to die.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, He had upped the insurance policy to $2 million. And in the case of accidental death, it doubles. So I guess he was trying to cash out.
He was trying to catch. Wow. Okay. Well, damn, you've been through a lot.
Juju came into my life. Yeah, well, that's what niggas do when they chase bitches with money.
Yeah.
That's why I elected to live cash poor.
Okay.
See, nobody will ever know how much money I have. And to be honest with you, I don't even know how much money I have. I don't deal with money like most people deal with money.
Okay.
But what I can say is I've never needed anything. I've never gone without. And when I came home from jail homeless with no clothes, because they treated my whole life like the Crenshaw swap meet. All my clothes was gone, all my shoes was gone, all my memorabilia was stolen. Like I still had certain pieces that I wore from Unplugged that I kept as memorabilia. All of that was stolen. My jersey that the Phillies gave me with my name Jaguar on it and my team number was 215. They stole that. Okay. You know, so I check on eBay to see if any of that stuff pops up. I mean, I'm not going to do an OJ Simpson and try to steal it back, but I will buy my shit back.
Right. Yeah.
I'll buy my shit back.
That's yeah, it's too much.
Jealousy is a bitch. People been jealous of me my whole fucking life. I don't even know why. You know what I mean? I don't, because to be me, all that I am is difficult. It takes a lot.
Hey, thank you, Johnson.
You know, so it's like, why do you want, you know, they all say they want your life, but y'all couldn't handle this shit. You couldn't handle it.
They couldn't.
If this shit was easy, everybody would do it.
True. Let me ask you this, because speaking of rough life.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Juju. I wish you weren't Talib's friend.
Speaking of that,
he's so gorgeous. He's tall. He's about 6'3.5". He looks like T.I., but tall. That's why I went for him. Oh, I'm like T.I., but tall. T.I. with a baller's body.
T.I., who was actually 5'6", not 5'9", which I ain't heard that from me. Okay, I gotta ask you about Mary J. Blige.
What about the hoe?
Why y'all don't like each other?
Fuck that bitch. She got on my page earlier today and created a fake Instagram page that said Jaguar Writes Crack Pipe. What you need to smoke when your life has gone down the drain or some shit. I screenshotted it. I'm gonna text it to you.
Damn.
And the page had 2 followers. And the first post was a magazine cover of her. And then the second post was like one of my angry faces that they use on Instagram. I got the post. I'll send it to you. It wasn't nobody but that goofy ass bitch, her or her fucking sister, goofball Latanya. Fuck you, Latanya, you goofy bitch. I'll fuck your ass up for real. I don't give no fuck if you from Yonkers, bitch. I'm from Richard Allen. We can get it. Just like we could have got it when y'all asked me to come and sing at that Vibe magazine celebration where Mary J. Blige was so busy sucking Beyonce left titty that she forgot to thank everybody for honoring her. How the fuck do you forget? How the fuck are you so dick sucking on another motherfucking artist that you don't even acknowledge yourself at a shit that Vibe magazine throw for you where you was being acknowledged? I came to perform for you. Music Soul Child came to perform for you. And when I came to perform, you and Latanya gonna sit there in the front, mean mugging me. The only thing them bitches didn't do was go like this. That's the only thing them bitches didn't do.
Damn.
Why would you invite me to sing in a ceremony honoring you just so you could sit there and grit on me? What I should have did was rushed off that motherfucking stage and whoop they fucking asses right there. But see, Vibe magazine, that would have been bad for my career.
Damn.
So people asked me if I was going to take a picture with Mary, and I was like, no, I don't like standing next to trash.
Damn.
I've never been the type to and the thing so let me tell you about this. I was a big Mary J. Blige fan.
Okay.
Like I had What's the 411 before everybody. I worked for the labels. So I got clean copies of all albums like 2 months before they came out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I turned so many people onto her. And
thank you, sir.
And people will be like, oh, Faith is better. Faith is better. I'm like, yeah, but Mary got that heart, yo. Mary got that thing. You can hear the pain in her voice is real. She the modern day Billie Holiday, I would say. And I was such a great supporter until I went to MCA Records for a meeting with Hank Shockley. And he told me, yeah, we don't need another Mary J. Blige at the label. Matter of fact, nobody's going to sign you as long as Mary J. Blige is hot.
Wow.
And I'm like, but I don't do what she do. I do something different. They said, yeah, it's too close.
It's really not, though.
I know it's not, but that's what they tell themselves. Hank Shockley, fuck you, bitch. I hope you fucking blow your brains out like, I'm sorry. Jesus, forgive me taking North Philly out my mouth.
Some people saying they knew something was off with Mary. I always wonder why she couldn't keep a man either.
The bitch can't read. She still ain't learned since she was 36.
But she know how to read now, right?
I don't fucking know. It took 36 years to get a GED. She was bragging about it in one of them interviews, I think in Vibe magazine, talking about, yeah, I might have just got my GED, but I wear $35,000 boots. Bitch, how do your boots got a higher IQ than you?
Maybe she dyslexic, Jag.
I'm dyslexic.
Maybe she got a disability.
She do. It's called dumb bitchness.
Damn.
That's why you paying Kendu, ho. Paying Kendu is your karma.
$30K a month.
Now you gotta work your ass off to pay your pimp.
Yep.
And you keep getting on my page, I'm gonna call a lawyer. You gonna pay me too for defamation of character, because I ain't no fucking crackhead like you are. Because everybody knows you're a crackhead, Mary. That's why you came up with that page talking about Jaguar's crack pipe. You don't want me to talk about what the fuck happened to you at Death Row, bitch.
Tell us, please.
Video tapes of you at Death Row, bitch. You shouldn't have been smoking crack that night. You shouldn't have got so high that night that you ain't know what them niggas was doing to you in the live room, Mary.
They ran a train on Mary?
Good, Mary. Suge set you up good, Mary. Fuck you, hoe. You know, fuck. I understand you traumatized. I understand you don't want to go back to Yonkers. I understand you don't want to be a Project Hood rat. But if that's not what you want to be, why do you fucking have Project Hood rat ways? Because see, if you want to stop being something, you kind of got to stop acting like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I really want is to be happy. Happy in what? You've been releasing the same fucking single trying to convince people that you're happy for 10 years. Get a new subject. You hire writers. They can't think of anything else. Maybe they can talk about your relationship with your mother or your sister. I don't know. Maybe they can write a family reunion song. I don't know.
Is that relationship?
I'm gonna be happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Who the fuck is you trying to convince? Us or you? Because as much divisive shit as you done behind so many female artists back, the way you fucked over Faith because you was jealous. You fucked over a lot of people, Mary. It's not our fault that Puff picked you up because you had no talent and you fit his plan. It's not Real Singer's fault. He found your ass in a mall at a talent show singing bad and said, I'm gonna make that bitch a star and prove to these motherfuckers you don't need talent to run a record label. You were his prototype, bitch. That's why he had you running around the streets looking for every rapper possible to bring back to him. You were a procurer. And that nigga ain't helping you pay Kendu, is he?
He is not.
Puff got a whole lot of money. Puff could have easily said, yo, Kendu, back up off my girl. Let me write you this check for $15 million. Let Mary live.
Yeah.
But Puff didn't do that for you, bitch. Instead, you was at the BET Awards dancing for your fucking life, looking tired than a motherfucker with your lifetime achievement. What is the lifetime achievement for? Longest running fucking monkey in the goddamn carnival. That's the only thing you achieved. Is that you still being ran by these niggas 25 years, 30 years later. If they loved you so much, they would have cut Kendu a check.
That is
Maybe
true.
you missed that part while you was smoking crack, bitch.
Woo! Dang.
I never smoked crack a day in my life. And I'm not going to sit up here and say crack is whack. I'm going to tell you why I'll never smoke crack a day in my life. Because I grew up with drug dealers. I grew up with children in my neighborhood whose parents were crackheads.
Yeah.
My father was a drug and alcoholics counselor my entire life. He used to sweat out heroin addicts in our basement. I would bring the stew.
Ooh.
The reason why I never became a full-on drug addict, heroin and all of that is because I already knew where that shit ended.
Yeah, you've seen it for yourself. Yeah.
Why the fuck would I pick up a crack rock when I seen my brother smack the shit out of a bitch for trying to sell her 2-year-old daughter for sex so he would fucking bankroll her for the month?
Wow.
Why would I do anything that make a nigga do that?
True.
I don't want to take the chance of liking it.
Wait a minute. Did Diddy hit it? Did Diddy hit Mary? Did he hit it?
Everybody hit Mary from what I heard, allegedly. She was the uptown bicycle.
Tupac did too?
I don't think so. Pac was very Pac had good taste.
Oh damn.
Mary's really not good taste. After KC, she was ruined. I guess that's how she ended up with Kendu.
Yeah.
KC ruined her. She was never the same after him. She was never going to be the same after him. It's funny, like when I think about what that relationship looked like back then in the 90s, and they made such great music together, like they had perfect chemistry. I think it was just all the drugs and alcohol that fucked them up. They was kind of like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah, that's awful. Yeah.
Their relationship mirrored that relationship.
That's a train wreck.
Well, she's a train wreck.
Damn. Mary gonna go back into hiding after this.
I don't give no fuck. She needs to stay in hiding. Or get a proper acting coach. She gotta work. She gotta pay Kendu.
Why did Mary never have kids?
I don't know. Maybe she had the same problem Jill had.
What problem did Jill have?
A scarred cervix and uterus from all them venereal diseases.
Damn. Would abortions be included in that too?
I mean, I'm sure, but I've never heard a story about Mary J. Blige ever being pregnant.
Okay.
I've never even heard a story about it, not even a whiff of a rumor.
Damn.
Not even in Yonkers.
I'm just fine.
Yeah, she's just fine, all right. She just fine. You know what fine stands for?
What? Oh my God, I'm so scared.
Freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. She's all those things.
Damn.
Because bitch, don't nobody want your spot. Your spot ain't hot.
Allegedly. Damn.
Yeah, allegedly she's fine.
So you telling me that Mary over here burning like Usher?
I mean, with the niggas that she fuck with, how could she not?
Y'all
if half the niggas that she fuck with got the same strain of herpes that Usher got, how the fuck she was fucking them and miss it with all them drugs and all of that alcohol? I'm sure you know when motherfuckers start getting high and reckless like that, and they got a bunch of money around, they fucking unprotected.
Yeah, I told them 80% of the industry has herpes. Am I right?
I'd say the number's higher than that.
90. Yep. Told you.
Because you also have to account for all of the rapes. You know, all it takes is one male entertainer with herpes to force himself on 3 or 4 women during an outbreak, if they are sexually active before they have their first whatever and it pop up on them and they pass it off to somebody, one rapper could infect 100 people easy.
Yeah, easily.
Now you put all of them niggas on tours. You're talking to tens of thousands.
Going across the country.
Going around the world.
Around the world.
Most niggas go from an American tour to a European tour.
Yeah.
And the ones who got real chops will make it to North Africa, South Africa, India, and Japan. Old Dirty Bastard ran the world crazy.
Can't save the world if you're killing it, T.I. Can't save the world if you're killing it.
You see my nails?
Lil
I got
Wayne.
my nails done.
We seen
and
that
they glow in the
dark. We seen that tape.
By the way, these lips are brought to you by Sex Face. This is Killer by Imani Rose. Sex Face on the Instagram, Imani Rose. My new brilliant baby. I love her.
Shout out.
You two need to talk.
Really? Okay.
She the future queen of Houston, I'm telling you.
Okay.
She's gonna be the Madonna, the Black Madonna of Houston. She got it. She got that thing. You need to talk to her. Actually, I gotta fly her up here. So when I do, we'll get on the phone and we'll have a little video chat and we'll start there.
Nice.
You're gonna love her. You're gonna love her. She is millennial madness and it's amazing. She gives me so much energy. Like I look at her and she's like, you know, a niece or a little sister. And I'm like, God, if I ever have a daughter before it's all too late, I hope she turns out just like you.
Oh, wow. That's really sweet. That's really sweet.
She's really sweet and super talented.
Is she on your IG?
Saved my life with this lipstick bull. Whew.
Well, it looks great. Hold up. Before we forget, what's up with you and Erykah Badu?
Fuck that bitch. She dead. I killed her in her own backyard. And she needs to take Andre 3000 draws out her yard so he can go about his life and stop wandering around here playing the flute. That shit is insane.
I knew she put roots on him.
Wandering around Dallas looking like a homeless person playing the flute. I want to find him so I can just hug him and tell him, I bind you of all false and negative spirits. Like, I just want to run up on him with a whole bucket of sage and dragon's blood and just let the smoke just run over him like a forest fire.
Yeah,
I think she put roots on him.
Yeah, he needs something to break the hex if he wants it to be broken. But yeah, he needs to break the hex.
What's fucked up is if he came back here for 7. That, you know, he's such a committed father.
Yeah.
You know, he's such a committed father. And I know what it's like because I sat in jail for my son. So maybe he's sitting in jail for his. I don't know. But he's an amazing man. He's an amazing talent. And I hope none of her quicks and her tricks ain't involved. Because I don't know what happens to men when they mess with her.
I call it voodoo pussy. That's what I call it.
I don't know why. Like when Common got on the Breakfast Club, I think, with Charlamagne, and he was talking about how glorious Erykah Badu's vagina was, and she had the womb that made a nigga do this. And I'm like, how the fuck would you know? You never had sex with her. She used to laugh and joke about it all the time.
So Common
flew back and forth to Dallas, and he wasn't getting no pussy. And Wendy Goldstein confirmed it when I visited her at the office in New York. She was like, I don't know why he flies back and forth. That woman ain't even fucking him.
So they never has. I thought they have a child.
They don't have a child. Puma is the DOC's child. She got pregnant with Puma while she was with Common, even though all of us thought that it was gonna be in one baby from Dead Prez because she was fucking with him or allegedly fucking with him. But then somebody said she was fucking with both the members. And so when everybody found out it was the DOC baby, we were shocked. When the fuck did you have time? That's how I know in my heart, allegedly, that Common ain't hit that, because how is your chick fucking 3-4 different dudes, have a baby with a dude that ain't nobody suspect of, and you ain't know none of that was going on, but you was flying back and forth to Dallas every other week.
Right.
Like, you got to be all kinds of like retarded or stupid to miss that.
Or maybe she don't have sex with gay men.
Yeah, that too. I mean, Wendy Goldstein was married to a hairdresser, a male hairdresser.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he was fabulous, though. He was amazing. But I believe he was gay.
I keep trying to tell him. I keep trying to tell them a lot of gay people, they get married just because they want babies. That's all it be about. They just
want babies. They don't want to go through the state. But not only that, people still use beards, which is what pisses me off right now, because anybody that's living on the DL just likes being a liar. Like, we all lived to get to this time where being out doesn't come with instant, being ostracized from your community, being hated by your family. I'm 43 years old. I'm just admitting to people that I'm bisexual. I'm just admitting that. So, and I too was
finally told us. The brat finally told us.
I too was married to a man because I didn't want him to tell the world that I was bisexual and had a girlfriend.
Wow. Oh. Well, in your own time, that was for you to tell people.
I don't know how people didn't get it. I was always at gay clubs.
Did you see Missy Elliott?
Half of my friends are gay or transgender. I had a whole transgender personal assistant, Gabrielle Charles, the lovely national title holder, Gabrielle Charles. I really hope one day she gets to make it to Drag Race or Drag You or Drag something, because Gabrielle Charles is one of the most phenomenal parts of my life. Wow. When Gigi first came into my life, she was brought to me by another good friend of mine, my other Tarian brother, Slayed by Jay Tavar. Shout out to Slayed by Jay Tavar, who's now working with Cynthia from the Atlanta Housewives.
Nice.
He's working at her modeling agency, and he's doing a wonderful job. He always has. I had my J's. My first big makeup artist was Jay Manuel from America's Top Model.
Okay.
And then my next J, he did my first 2 album covers.
Nice.
And then my next J is Slayed by Jay Tavar, who, as everybody knows, was Love and Hip Hop, does Princess. And now he's working with Cynthia in Atlanta. Okay. So shout out to him. And he's developing this beautiful new makeup line. So I can't wait. But yeah, it was Jason that brought Gigi into my life.
Okay.
And when Gigi came into my life, Gigi was just transitioning. Like, the second time I met Gigi, I had to go from calling her Chucky to calling her Gigi.
Okay.
So the first time I saw Gigi, I called Gigi Chucky. Second time I saw Gigi, she was Gigi. She had on this beautiful dress with pockets and some flat Mary Janes, and I fell in love.
Nice.
And I said, do you want to be a tranny or you want to be a straight woman? And she says, I want to be a straight woman. I said, then you need to stay with me. If you're going to do this thing, you're going to do it right, and you're not going to lie to anybody.
Right.
So she lived the straight life her entire transition. She only went to straight bars with me. She was my assistant, so she was everywhere I was. And it was so funny watching men be uncomfortable staring at her, because she's so gorgeous. I'll send you some pictures. Or better yet, check her out on Instagram yourself. The Divine, what is it? 1384.
Okay.
The Divine 1384, at least that's what it was. And she's Gabrielle Charles on Facebook. So you guys got to check her out because she's amazing. She even had an episode of Say Yes to the Dress. Her and her husband.
Wow.
Who's a transgender male.
Okay, that's too confusing. That's too damn confusing.
The straightest couple I've ever seen in my life.
Don't they cancel out and just make them a regular couple at that point?
That's
if they
what
both...
I'm saying. Like, they're the straightest couple in America.
Ooh, okay. Dang. All right.
And they're amazing. They really are amazing. And when I see them, because they were both transitioning together. So the hormones and the ups and downs and, all of the doctor's appointments, they were there for each other.
Wow.
They didn't have to turn to anybody else for support because they did it together. And whatever they turned out to be together. Love is love, man. The fuck?
Love is love. But speaking of love, did Method Man screw Wendy Williams?
Did you see my nail color? See, Talib, I got him done. Now you can stop worrying about my hands.
Ooh. Okay.
Shout out to Wendy Williams, one of the baddest, realest bitches in the game, and I fucking love you. Still.
Yeah.
Look.
She paved the way for me.
Look, exactly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that she doesn't have antics. And I'm not saying that, she's a beauty queen. That's not the beauty of Wendy. The beauty of Wendy is that she found a way to use her mind to turn this industry inside out and force people to tell the truth.
Yeah.
She's a truth dealer.
Pretty much.
Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I know it for a fact. Because I remember when I did her radio show before she got the Wendy Williams show on television, I was one of her highest rated shows.
I bet.
And she vetted me thoroughly.
You're going to be one of mine.
She found out shit she shouldn't have found out. So I can tell you for a fact, Wendy Williams does not run with a show unless it's 95% fact based.
Okay.
Matter of fact, her old personal manager assistant, Art, made sure of it.
Damn.
I don't know if Art is still with her, but shout out to Big Art from the Wendy Williams radio show. You're a great dude. Great dude. I mean, I thought Wendy was an asset to Philadelphia when she was in Philly. To watch her go back to New York after the way Puff had her ostracized, because don't forget, Sean Honeycombs did that too. He had her ostracized for telling the truth.
The sweet one.
And guess what? She came the fuck back to New York, my nigga, and she made it on TV, and she get more money than you, nigga, because she running the home shopping network on the low.
Yeah.
It could easily turn into a Wendy Williams world with one product.
Damn. Okay, what's up? What's up with you?
People keep forgetting that part. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about it. She don't care. She laughing all the way to the bank. And she got rid of that husband real fast too. Him and my husband used to joke all the time about how they had us on lock and how they was living the good life. They used to joke about that shit. He didn't think I heard him talking to my ex-husband on the phone. And he was like, yeah, well, at least your wife don't look like a man. Your wife is actually pretty. And I'm like, oh, this shit is not going to fucking work.
Oh, wow.
Wendy don't even know that conversation happened. I never even told her. I'm sorry, Wendy, for saying it like that, but it's true. That nigga was never no good for you. And you let him make it for years. You let him make it for years. And I'm telling you, boo, you are going to win. And you ain't let nobody tell you how to handle your business.
Her own husband said, wait a minute, her own husband said she looked like a man?
Yeah, he said that to my husband. We were in my house in Voorhees, and I think we were coming up to do one of her pink carpet, because Wendy used to always have these pink carpet events. Actually, the night with the schmata and all of that was a Wendy Williams party. Yeah, the night that I met Juju, that was a Wendy Williams party. And And I think that her husband had called my husband to set up, our call time for when we were walking the carpet. And then me and him got into a fight. I got into a fight with him on purpose that night so I could go alone. Because I didn't like the way he was talking about Wendy and laughing and joking. And then you gonna come up here and smile in her face. No, dude, I'm going to this party alone, man. Fuck you. And I met Juju that night.
Okay.
But yeah, they were talking about he was like, yeah, man, what y'all wearing tonight? He was like, I don't know. I gotta make sure that she matches me because I'm sick and tired of people calling me Mr. Right. My name is Odom and da 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 da. Like these niggas are sitting there commiserating about the hardships of living off of fucking women with money.
Well, yeah.
Oh, the hardship. Well, at least your wife looked like a woman. She pretty as shit. My wife looked like a whole fucking man. I got to get clowned about that all the time. They don't pay me enough for that.
Wow.
He actually said that to my husband. They were on speakerphone. Damn. I had a very large house. My house was 10,000 square feet. I grew up in the streets. I know how to sneak around.
Right. And not be heard. Yeah.
I heard that whole shit. It was fucked up. And fuck that nigga that fuck her ex-husband. The only thing good he ever done was give her a baby, just like that's the only thing my ex-husband ever done was give me a baby. That's the only good thing these niggas ever did. And Wendy Williams is gonna win. And I pray to God that one day it becomes a Wendy Williams kind of world. Because if nothing else, she about her business. She's about fairness. She don't take no shit off of nobody. And she tells the truth.
That's what matters. That's what matters. That's what matters.
If you don't like people telling the truth about you, then stop being so awful.
What? Yeah, that
How
part.
How you gonna be mad at me that you're an asshole?
You are what you are. Just own it. Just own it.
How you gonna be mad at me that you're a whore?
Just own it.
I don't make you do what you do with your private parts.
True.
But a spade is a spade. I done said it before. I'll say it again.
A spade is a spade.
What am I supposed to do? Call a spade a club to make it feel better?
No.
A spade is a fucking spade. And like my Aunt Frida Binyard always said, what don't come out in the wash, gonna come out in the rinse. But at the end of the day, it's all gonna get clean.
Amen.
So if you don't want nobody cleaning up your mess for you, clean it up yourself. That's what I'm doing. I'm leading by example. I am owning every awful thing that I ever done. And I'm apologizing to everybody that deserves an apology. I'm leading by example. Yes, it's hard, but it is possible. I'm still alive. I know people have wished me dead 80 million times. I'm still here. They've been trying to kill me for 30, 40 years. And I'm still here.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'm still here.
You ain't going nowhere.
Telling the truth ain't going to kill you. It's going to set you free.
Yes. All right. Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth on Eve. What's up with you and Eve?
What about Eve? Somebody said something about me and Eve?
Do you have beef with Eve?
God, no, I love Evelyn. I'm proud of Evelyn.
Oh God.
We came a long way. We came a long way from North Broad Street, her and I. How the hell I'm going to be disappointed a man at a woman who leaves North Philly and marries a British billionaire and ends up on one of the biggest talk shows? I'm going to tell you something right now. These niggas knew. I was watching The View. Actually, the talk today while I was getting these nails done, Talib. See? They glow in the dark, and when they glow, it says fuck you underneath. So I'm watching and I'm looking at Eve. And I'm looking at her in all of her glory. The last time I saw her, she did a show across the street from a music studio in Philadelphia that I support called the Boom Room in Fishtown. And across the street is a club called Kung Fu Necktie.
Okay.
And it's owned by a man named Chicken. And Chicken, I love you. And I hope you're open and the COVID is over soon so I can come. I don't drink anymore, but I'll have a beer with you, Chicken. And he did this pop-up show with Eve. And I'm like, I'm right across the street. So we walk over there, and I remember Eve came in and we talked for a second, and I was like, Boop, you doing good. You know, I'm proud of you. You come a long way. She said, you too, Jag, you too. You know, it always respect. Me and her bumped around a lot of the same everything. Wow. There aren't too many people that Eve know that I don't know. You know what I mean? Her old manager, Troy Carter, is little cousin to the Byers boys, Mark and Sherm. I've known Mark and Sherm for a long time. Like, we're all connected. Philly is small as hell compared to New York. It's 6 degrees of separation in New York. It's like 2 to 3 in Philly.
I can believe that.
We all know each other.
Yeah.
But to know, if you really knew her life, and if Evelyn ever chooses to write a book about her life, it's going to be something else. She overcame a lot. A lot of people bet against her. A lot of people quit on her, except for Earl. Earl and them Rough Riders did not quit on her. They like to fight in her.
That's DMX, y'all. DMX.
Yeah, cause the fight in Eve is bigger than her body. It's so much bigger than her body. She got fight. She got grit. She real Philly, yo. She real Philly. And to remember us being kids on Broad Street. Yo, what's up, Eve? You going to the studio? Yeah, where you going to the studio? To go from there to me sitting down and getting my nails done because some asshole who likes to offend women needs me to get my nails done so bad that he get on my page with a ghost page and tell me to get my nails done. So I got them done. So I live. See, I'm a good girl, fucker. Anyway, I ain't doing for him. I did them for you, Storm.
Thank you.
So, because I didn't want to show up, totally disheveled.
No, you look fine.
But
you look good.
To be sitting here in Cedar Hill, Texas, getting my nails done and watching my old homie on television.
Beautiful.
Killing it. Holding her own with Sharon Osbourne, yo. That's Philly, yo.
Yeah.
How can I have beef with that?
You can't.
How can I have anything but respect and admiration for that? From Broad Street to the Broad Street of the world.
Yeah.
You got to be a special chick to pull off some of the magic that Eve has pulled off in her life. And a lot of young artists, if she ever chooses to write her life story, the whole story.
Right.
A lot of young women will look up to her in ways she never believed. Her story as an artist turned actress, turned personality, turned TV talk show host, turned, she had a whole sitcom, bro.
Yeah, she did.
Up until Troy left to go work with Gaga, because Gaga was, there was no way he could have managed her and Gaga.